What's up, family? How y'all doing today, man? I hope y'all doing good. Right now, it's more of a chill, kind of cold. You know how it goes. Just that kind of day. One where you just relax and chill. Nothing matters more than what you have inside of you. Nothing. If you have what it takes in here, then eventually you will get what you want in the outside world. You just have to believe, man. You just have to manifest it. The only way you can manifest is if you do something, an action that works to serve that purpose. Manifestation requires action. It requires action in 3 separate dimensions: the spirit dimension, the mind dimension, and the body dimension. So in your spirit, which is the way you feel, when you manifest something, I want you to write it down on paper. But you want to do it as an affirmation, as an I am statement. Not I want, because I want indicates a lack thereof. A I am statement. When you write that down, you will begin to manifest that thing, especially if you repeat it in your mind. Affirmate your manifestations and manifest your affirmations. Every day I tell myself, I read off this paper, I will become the strongest, most creative, most courageous, and overall best version of myself. I will become the best version of myself. I will become the best version of myself. I will become the best version of myself. I will fulfill the purpose the universe has set for me. Watch me become the best version of myself. Write something like that. You're using your mind to understand the language. You're using the soul to feel the purpose. That's why you were able to write it down. Now you have to take radical action in this world. And on the pentagram, which Christians say is evil, you need air, water, earth, fire, and soul. Those are the 5 sides. So what I do, I spark this lighter with the oxygen in the air, and I light this. I can't switch it around. I light this earth. Oh, I should stop burning. Here. Let's get this going again. There we go. Now what's that? It goes in there. Right in the puddle. That's water. Air, water, earth, and fire, and soul. Those are the 5 parts of the pentagram. I just manifested something. I'd be too high for this shit, bro. I've been manifesting my affirmations. I wrote my affirmations down on paper. I added air, water, earth, and fire to the physical substance, burned it up, and added my own soul, my intention, my source, my essence. I put that in the paper, lit it up, sparked it, put it in water afterwards, burned myself a little bit, but That's all this is, man. Magic. Magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, because I manifested my affirmations I say to myself every day in the morning. I repeat it 5 times every line, and at night. I repeat both of those. That adds some spiritual muscle, you can say, in my brain. Spiritual muscle to remember that. So, slowly it becomes part of my mindset. Those affirmations slowly enter. It's like it keeps, the sensation of the idea keeps getting flooded back and back and back to your subconscious. The subconscious works with whatever it's given. Whatever you consume is what you are. You are what you eat. The subconscious mind, because I'm consuming that idea that I am great, I'm strong, I am the greatest version of myself, slowly my mind is going to adopt that into my natural thinking, and I am going to think on that perspective instead, that I am the best version of myself. So whatever you're doing affects me differently now, because I know. Because I know. Manifest your affirmations, because then you can bring it from the higher dimensions to this dimension. It's magic, but magic isn't the shitty thing that you think it is. Every time you go to church, you're doing a ritual. Every time you pray, you're doing a ritual. Magic. The all-seeing eye is on the dollar bill. Magic. Spirituality. You have magical abilities. You have intention. You have awareness. You can create things in this planet, in this world, that other animals can't do. No animal would have been able to write down that shit, burn it, and then know to put it in a puddle, and then know to put the spirit in it. No animal would be able to do that. Because you exist on this physical plane and you have higher knowledge of how to understand things, this is because you're on a higher dimension than this plane, this physical plane. Because you understand it to a degree, logically, that means you can rise above it. And the fact that we know that we have a mind as well, that means we're above the mind's level in existence, in consciousness, in dimension. Level of consciousness and dimension are the same thing. For example, third dimension. Low third dimension are the people who are in the worst place. Drug addicts, people being abused, people with mental illness. They're at the bottom of third dimension. Middle third dimension would be something along the lines of a normal, wealthy guy. Averagely wealthy, like middle class, you know how it would be. Someone who has ups and downs but doesn't always struggle or feel that massive pain. And then the higher third dimension would be millionaires, billionaires, the people with the most success, the most freedom to do whatever they want. A lot of the people in the billionaires actually won't be up there because they have lower vibrations. They have all the money in the world. They can't do anything with it. They don't know how to access their higher self, their higher consciousness. So a lot of billionaires drop below. People on top are the spiritual people. Buddhist monks, Christian, maybe pastors, like people really, really into religion. Usually they have high vibration because they have something to believe in. Therefore, they feel like they have a purpose. Spiritual people go deep within themselves. Go deep. So they have higher faith in themselves rather than some external God. But in this world, in this dimension, it doesn't matter how you get to the high vibration. Whatever way you get there, shortcut or not, you can be there. And once you get to be in that high vibration level, you will attract everything. The only way to break out of the vibration level that most people are stuck in, I'll say it like this. Here's the 50% line, right? 50%. These are the mid third dimensional people. They're averagely happy. They're kind of happy, they're kind of depressed, but overall they're not struggling. There's a matrix right here. I would say around the 55% line, just a guess. All theoretical. There's a matrix there. And that matrix is the fear line. To get past that vibration, you have to learn how to break through the fear line. But the fear line is strong as fuck. But that fear line would be that layer above us that we say we can't get there because we're scared. There's a reason why we can't get there. Oh, I have a job. What if I lose money? Oh, all this stuff. Feeling bad for yourself. I'm a woman. I'm Asian. I'm not a white person. Those are ways that you can stay under the fear line. You will never get to be what you truly want to be unless you break that line. All the people who have success right now only got success because they started and they did action. The people who sit there and do nothing, including myself, people that think, just sit there and do nothing but think, they're not going to get anywhere. They could have their plan set out, but if they don't do anything, it's not going to change. You have to take radical action. You have to take radical action. Manifest your affirmations. It's all a process. It's like going to the gym and learning how to get big. You don't have to do anything weird or crazy. Whatever you have in front of you, you have all the tools you need to get wherever. All it takes is trust, belief. It's not that difficult to understand. One thing that everybody who has a high vibration, what do they all have in common? The people who are really happy, the people who aren't just faking it, the people who can show when they're feeling down and up. But when you get the ability to do that, when you break that fear barrier, when you're not scared of letting people see what you think, letting people know your struggles, that's when you can break that fear line, because doubt, all that stuff, you can break it. You are allowing it to control your life. You're unwilling to face those demons. You have to break through the fear line. Once you break through the fear line, you'll see that all the people up there are believers of something. They can be believers of God, religion, spirituality, even science, intellectual. As long as they feel like they have a purpose and they've fulfilled their purpose in this life, you will have a higher vibration and you will attract everything that you want. You know those people who are always negative, always pissed off, always think that something's going wrong or that they don't have enough? There's a reason why they stay there. They don't change. They don't do anything physically different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. Albert Einstein said that. Radical action is going to change what you do. Not many people are going to go into the woods with affirmations they've written down and rehearsed in their head a million times, a piece of paper, light it on fire, let it burn, actually burn your finger a little bit, put it in the water, and then make a YouTube video. Not many people are going to do that. But because I did this action, it's always a seed, and it's going to grow. It can go up and down. This video can get no views, and if I do, it's a lesson. Don't make videos high. Something like that. Any failure is a lesson for you to know that you can't do it next time. It's the universe purposely saying, sorry, bro, don't do it like this. Don't do it. You're good, bro. You're good. Don't do it like this, though. It's going to switch around, and then it'll give you guidance. Every bad thing is a good thing in disguise. Every demon has an angel, and every angel has a demon. Yin and yang. The demon is that fear line, the conceptual thoughts. The problem with thinking is that you can only think about thoughts. For some people, that's true. They only can't think about thoughts, bro. They're addicted to sex. All you think about is thoughts. No. But all you think about is thinking. You can't really understand the truth to anything because everything has a negative to it. Everything that has something that makes sense with it, every phrase, there's something that doesn't make sense with it, right? For example, hot and cold. They're opposites. Everything in existence will have an opposite. Fire, water, man, woman, yin, yang, sun, moon, sky, sea, etc. Everything has an opposite. Therefore, you have an opposite as well. You have a negative side that is being taken from you, pulled out to the front, and you believing that this is actually who you are. This is all that life is. But I'm sorry to break it to you. The governments, the school education system, everything they've told you is bullshit. The point of going to school right when you gain the ability to think and speak, they send you to school right away. They teach you what they want to teach you. The government creates the curriculum for schools to follow. They tell you what you need to learn, and the schools go out and say, okay, let's get teachers, let's see who can do it. They're just following government instruction. The government, especially a capitalist government, which is run, the market is run by companies and corporations and people. The government only controls what's going on here and the stuff that goes out. But the thing is, when you're in a capitalist society and your corporations and your government are in ties, it's like a dictatorship because they have absolute control. But we're at the age where they can mask absolute control by just controlling the mind. You don't have to control the body. Every day we wake up and get on the phone. We go to Instagram, Google, Snapchat, fucking Facebook, Twitter. You go to that and learn all your information from there. But you know that if you have a Samsung, an Android, an iPhone, they all do the same thing. When you are typing stuff up in Google, right? Let's say you type in, I don't know, fucking dog food. Then tell me this hasn't happened to you. You type in dog food on Google, and then you go to Instagram for whatever reason, you're looking at a picture, just scrolling, and then you see an ad for dog food. It's because they legitimately sample each other. Facebook, for example, Google, Instagram, they all work together. They're like, okay, we're gonna make it to where this company makes the search engines, this company does this company makes a social media app, and then they interconnect their data. They make it one little, it's like a circle that goes around. Google is filtered. The fact that there is a dark web, like I said, everything has a good and bad. Good side, the side you can see, Google has information filtered out that they don't want you to know. If they think that information can give you more power and willpower to do your own thing and not believe the government has such strong control over you, the second you figure that out, you can do anything. So they don't want you to know anything. They want to tell you exactly what you can know. And if you know something more, and you're reaching a lot of people, such as Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, several rappers, people who can spread messages over a wide variety of minds and spirits and beings. When they have music that people believe in, you can influence people's entire lives just by making music. The governments, the people in power, don't want you to do anything other than go to school, go to get a job and die. They're just making money off you. Your entire life is making money for a corporation. The government and the corporations are in ties. The government makes you go to school to where you're retarded, you only know what people tell you. And you have a filtered search engine anyway, so you can only get to the so deep in knowledge that most people don't know. You can only get so deep. You can't even, like, they literally can filter everything. They know everything that Google shows. Every depth, every secret that they don't want you to know, all that shit. They filter it out, down to the dark web. That's what we do here. It's like a unconscious and conscious. The good and bad, you have the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind. When something bad might happen to you, and you can't take the trauma, you're not gonna feel it in the physical, or really that time. You're gonna feel indifferent. But the pain is so strong and traumatic, it goes deep into your subconscious and stays there. And whatever it is that molds your subconscious, or whatever your subconscious molds into, will become what you are in this physical world. So if you're always pissed all the time, if you're insecure, you have anxiety, then you most likely have demons, I call them, but it's really trauma. Demons, trauma, pain, same thing. They're all the hate. They're all the devil, quote, evil. Negative emotion. But once you go deep and you close your eyes, you meditate for a little bit or take a psychedelic, it forces that stuff that's in the subconscious, because your mind is only putting it there because it is being programmed to, like operated to. Like your computer is an entire body. Your heart tells your lungs what to, for example. Your heart controls your body system. The physical part in your brain that represses memories, when you take psychedelics or you meditate, you don't access that part of your brain anymore. You're closing your brain off. You're just existing. You're closing those parts of your brain off. So when that happens, the subconscious pain can come out. That's what happens when you have depression, anxiety, etc. If you smoke weed and you have an anxiety attack, it's because it brought out pain in you that you hid away. And the only way to get through that is to experience it. Therapy helps with that. It helps you fight your demons, helps you explain your trauma, the things that bring you down and change who you are. You can break out of that through meditation. The point is, you have to stay in all circumstances. You can't say, oh, when it's good, I'm gonna chill here, I'm gonna be confident. But then when it's negative, when you feel shitty, you kind of check out. You just go to sleep. You don't talk to anybody. You're not giving that part of your life enough work. So it feels so stressful because you're just hiding it within. You're not believing in it. The negative side is the only way to reach the positive side. Like Jesus said, the only way to reach the Heavenly Father or the kingdom of heaven is through me. The only way to reach God is through me. And what was Jesus specifically? A human man. The only way to reach God is going within me. Literally, me. Whoever you are, this is from your perspective. He's saying, go inside me. Because he is the representation of human God. He went within himself. And he became God. Once we go within ourselves, we become God. We become God. We stop putting up this false ego, a mask, a face, an identity, an age, a race. Who you think you are, your own self-image. When you look in the mirror, who you see. Some people see someone really attractive, some people see something that's not so attractive. But it's all in your mind state. Everything can be beauty and everything can be ugly. A lot of the prettiest girls have the meanest attitudes. Some of the uglier girls have amazing attitudes. It doesn't matter. In the end, this physical body is just like an avatar. It's like going into GTA and creating a GTA Online character. It's like, what do I want? Yeah, make him Asian. Make him Asian. Which one? Korean? I don't know, give him some Caucasian as well. It's just a lottery. It doesn't matter. That's why the point is to tell people that we are all one. It doesn't matter what you look like or who you pretend like. Who you pretend to be in other people's faces. Because you can't tell me that when you go home and when you're alone, you don't think different thoughts than what you tell people. In your mind, you might be going through really deep shit, some like philosophical shit, but when you talk to somebody, you can be like, what's up, bro? What's up? What's going on? Like, that's not the same thing. They're two completely different personalities, pretty much. Once you go into your God self and leave the ego behind, you will achieve happiness. But it's not like the ego is going to leave. The ego's like, fuck, you're stronger than me. I'll be your slave, pretty much. Like, I'll be your servant. The ego becomes your servant. For example, rappers. Their image, their ego, their mask, their name, A$AP Rocky. His name is Rakim, not A$AP Rocky. Someone like that. They learned how to utilize their ego to make money. Your ego is your best friend, but it's your worst enemy you have to fight. That's why rappers have a lot of negative backstories. Because they fought their ego, their hate, their backstory, their shadow. They're all the same thing. You fight that, and then you reach God. Notice a lot of rappers are religious, spiritual, all that shit. You reach God, and then your ego works for you. It's like an employee overthrowing his boss. It's like, I'm taking your position now. You're my assistant now. Yeah. And the boss going along with it. Okay, alright, fine. Manifest your affirmations. This video went way longer than it should have. But I like to go off on tangents. I have a topic, and I know that once I start the topic, I'm just going to ramble forever. But whatever. It's like a new podcast every day, pretty much, with myself. But I don't know. I spit a lot of facts. I spit a lot of information. I can understand it all because it's from my perspective. I think weirdly, differently. But you have to understand your own truth. I spit my own truth, but it's up to you, and it's up to the universe whether or not it registers with you. You can have lived a completely different life than me, and it wouldn't hit the same. You could be born in a different place. You can be born in China, and it wouldn't hit the same. It just depends on who you are. But you gotta understand that you have as much power as you tell yourself you do. That's why the government has less power than what you guys give it, because I told it. I'm like, no, government, you don't have that much power. No. And the government's like, oh, okay. Once you get to the point where you can control your brain, you can control your reality. You can tell yourself what is and what isn't dangerous. Like, think about a dream. In a dream, you have limitless ability to do anything. Whatever you can think of, you can make it happen in an instant. You can think of, I want a pink elephant, and a pink elephant is gonna come to you instantly. That's why I tell you in your mind, pink elephant, you're thinking of a pink elephant. I just created that thought in your mind. Your spiritual mind is a lot more powerful than your physical mind. That's your subconscious mind. Once you go down to your subconscious mind daily through meditation, you can pretty much dream your reality. Think of affirmations, think of that shit as daydreaming. And when you daydream more and more, it's like your life is being intertwined with the dream. But the dream is like a servant to you. The dream is a servant to you because you get the ability, it's like a superpower. You get the ability to change anything you want just through action and belief. I could explain this shit all day, especially when I'm stoned. I swear, when I meditate, I get information, but nothing close to when I get stoned and meditate. The information I get from that is insane. It's because my vibration is raising for that amount of time. My dopamine is my vibration. It's like the same concept. Vibration out here would be dopamine within the body. In the spirit, you have vibration. Here you have energy. So the dopamine receptor is when I smoke weed, they put up. And when you meditate, you're pretty much restoring your dopamine centers because you don't experience anything. You're experiencing pure consciousness. You're not experiencing stimuli that takes away your dopamine. Positive or negative. It's not taking that stuff away from you. It's cold as fuck out here. I'm high as fuck too. One more thing though. When people are on drugs and they seem loopy, for example, weed, acid, shit like that, mushrooms, the reason people act weird and out of reality is because they are out of reality. They're broken through this physical body's realm, the brain. When you take psychedelics, you pretty much shut off the brain's capabilities. And then your soul breaks through and you get to control the experience. That's why if you're scared on acid, you're gonna get more and more scared. A trip is just think of it like a fast forward effect. When you trip, you go through years of life in one night. You go through all the ups and downs of your life instantly. It's like a time machine. It's like a time machine, and you can completely refresh everything within you. I'm gonna make another video on psychedelics, but I'm gonna walk into this little shrubbery, I guess, whatever you call it, forest type of thing. But yeah, that's all I gotta say today, man. I'm gonna get off here, let you guys do whatever you want, but that's it, man. Goodbye, family. I'll see y'all later.